Ukraine has said it's used underwater explosives to damage a bridge linking Russia to the illegally annexed Crimean peninsula. This is actually Kyiv's second high-profile operation against Moscow in just a few days. The strike, the third attack on the bridge since the start of the war, comes after a sophisticated Ukrainian drone assault on parked Russian bombers, as we covered. And June has quickly become an ill-fated month for Russia's armed forces, experts argue, projecting that Moscow is on track to suffer its millionth casualty this month as well. But Russian President Vladimir Putin appears to face little domestic pressure to end the war because he has used ideological militarization. That's what experts and geopolitical watchers are calling it. So he's used ideological militarization to convince most Russians they are waging war against an imperialistic NATO and that there is glory in death.
The president does not want to see this war prolonged. He wants the fight to stop, he wants people to stop dying, and he wants this to be solved at the negotiating table. The reason he is so deeply involved and has spent so much time and effort on this war is because he hates to see people dying. Again, these are not Americans that are being killed. These are Russians and these are Ukrainians. This is a war very far away. But this president truly cares about peace, and that's what he wants to see.
Meanwhile, a Ukrainian government delegation arrived in Washington to discuss military support and sanctions against Russia just a day after Kyiv and Moscow held their second round of peace talks. But at the moment, Putin's vanity project has suffered quite the blow, as Ukraine said that it used underwater explosives to damage a bridge linking Russia to the illegally annexed Crimean peninsula. This strike, which you see dramatic visuals of on your screens at the moment, is the third attack on the bridge since the start of the war, and it comes after a sophisticated Ukrainian drone assault on parked Russian bombers. Experts, in fact, argue that June has quickly become an ill-fated month for Russia's armed forces. In fact, experts have also projected that Moscow is on track to suffer its millionth casualty this month, a grim milestone. But for an expert view on the current state of affairs, John Rosamondo joins us live on NDTV. John, really appreciate your time as always. For months, this bridge has been called Putin's vanity project and a military artery. How big a strategic blow would you say this is then for Russia's logistics and also Russia's morale?
Well, I see it's just a matter of it's a tactical victory for the Ukrainians. I mean, it's not really much of a big win for them. I mean, they've put a pinpricks against the Russians. I mean, the thing is, the Ukrainians still do not control 1/3 of the country. The Russians do. As long as the Ukrainians cannot roll back Russian control of the eastern third of Ukraine, none of this really matters.
John, then from a tactical lens, are these precision underwater attacks the new frontier of asymmetric warfare in the Russia-Ukraine war?
I mean, it's it's more of a morale booster for the Ukrainians than it is any sort of like real strategic victory. I mean, you might disrupt a few Russian trains or trucks across the bridge, but the Russians just go back and rebuild. So as long as the Russians have the ability to recoup minor losses, it's not really a victory for the Ukrainians.
Do such targeted strikes also complicate ceasefire diplomacy or peace talks? Are we watching this erosion of space for negotiation as we speak?
Well, the thing is that all the negotiation is just window dressing at this point. I mean, Vladimir Putin has no interest in peace. The Ukrainians are just doing, pinprick attacks to obtain, morale boosters on their home front, and maybe to, get, the Russians to, talk about the things in peace talks. But I don't see any real value from a strategic standpoint in, what the Ukrainians are doing either in the peace talks or on the battlefield.
Well, John, as always, thank you so much for joining us with your views. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates.